Some horror movies are so terrifying that even with all the lights on, you'll still be checking over your shoulder. These films have mastered the art of creeping you out, whether it's with unsettling atmospheres, psychological mind games, or just straight-up terrifying visuals. Here are some horror movies that don't lose their edge, even when you've got every lamp in the house turned on. The Birds turns the idyllic Bodega Bay into the site of a bizarre and terrifying ordeal. Tippi Hedren stars as Melanie, a woman whose whimsical trip to deliver lovebirds to a man she's just met unexpectedly coincides with a surge in aggressive bird attacks. What starts as a peculiar nuisance quickly escalates into a full-blown, unexplained avian assault. Hitchcock never offers an explanation, making the film even creepier. Are the birds simply done with humanity? Or is Melanie somehow the trigger?
Someone there? Who is it? Look.
No, it seemed to swoop down at you deliberately.
These birds attacked.
The Wicker Man was ahead of its time, not just for being an early example of elevated horror, but for doing daylight horror before it was cool. Just look at Midsommar. The film drops us into the seemingly idyllic village, where a sergeant investigates a missing girl and finds himself surrounded by suspiciously cheerful villagers with unsettling pagan rituals. The movie doesn't need gore or jump scares to unnerve you, just the constant creeping sense that something's very wrong. And when that hidden darkness finally surfaces, it's every bit as gut-wrenching as you feared. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre isn't just about low-budget gore. It's about that sweaty, sun-soaked Texas daylight that gives the film its distinct ochre vibe. The real terror kicks in when Leatherface steps outside, his gruesome face fully visible in the harsh light. And then there's that unforgettable ending. Leatherface, furious, swinging his chainsaw at the dawn sky after Sally barely escapes. It's an image that sticks with you, perfectly paired with the long, hot days of summer. Steven Spielberg set the standard for slow-burn creature reveals in Jaws, shooting some of the scariest scenes in bright sunlight to convey the threat of the giant predator lurking under the surface of the water. The idea that a giant shark could brazenly invade a lagoon and attack beachgoers on the 4th of July is chilling. Those iconic shots of the blue ocean turning red with blood are a stark reminder that no one is safe in the water. For horror fans, Cannibal Holocaust needs no introduction. Its infamy almost overshadows the film itself. Known for sparking outrage due to its unethical filming practices and subsequent international bans, the controversy was as much a part of the film as its disturbing content. The director didn't shy away from showing every gruesome act in the glaring sunlight of the Amazon rainforest. The film's shocking scenes were designed to provoke, and they certainly succeeded.
I can't understand the reason for such cruelty. It must have something to do with some obscure sexual rite, or with the almost profound respect these primitives have for virginity.
Funny games. The stark, pale interiors of the lake house and the white outfits of the sadistic intruders clash with the film's dark, unsettling tone. This horror pulls you in as an unwilling accomplice, simply by your choice to keep watching, despite the promise of more violence. The brutality is mostly off-screen, but that doesn't mean the film is any less disturbing. And the fact that all this horror unfolds in a well-lit, stylish living room? That's precisely the point.
There's someone here.
Hello?
Sorry to disturb you. I'm staying next door.
Please, come in.
Wow, that's a really great set of clubs.
Mr. Farber.
What? You want to call someone? An ambulance? Or the police?
Why are you doing this?
The Host is a monster movie with a sharp message. Sparked by a real incident of chemical dumping in Seoul, the film's mutated creature serves as a metaphor for nature's revenge. But it's not just about the monster. The film layers in social commentary, portraying the government and law enforcement as both incompetent and corrupt. The creature's first appearance is unforgettable, as it rampages through a crowded riverbank in broad daylight. It follows, lingers with you, not just for its days and nights spent with Jay, but for the eerie way its menacing entity appears in everyday places, like a college campus or a quiet suburban street. Sure, the idea of a demon passed through sex might spark obvious STD comparisons, but that surface reading misses the film's deeper layers. The entity, which can look like anyone from a close friend to a creepy stranger, pursues its victims with an unhurried, relentless pace. It's inescapable, inevitable, like the cycle of life and death itself.
And I need you to remember what I'm saying. This thing, it's gonna follow you. Somebody gave it to me, and I passed it to you.
Wherever you are, it's somewhere walking straight for you.
The zombie genre has evolved massively since the days of Romero's shambling ghouls, and Train to Busan is a prime example of that evolution. This South Korean film unfolds during a single, fateful daytime train ride from Seoul to Busan, with a focus on well-crafted characters. The movie ups the ante by delivering horror in broad daylight, shrinking the characters' safe zones until there's nowhere left to hide. The result is a thrilling, heart-pounding ride that proves zombies don't need the cover of darkness to terrify. Midsommar is the reigning May Queen of daylight horror, standing shoulder to shoulder with its spiritual predecessor, the Wicker Man. This folk horror masterpiece uses bright, sunlit visuals to pull you into the unnervingly cheerful world of the Horga commune, where Danny and her friends are welcomed into strange rituals. The constant daylight makes it hard to predict when the horror will strike, creating a tension that's both prolonged and deeply unsettling. Everything feels too exposed, yet you can't quite see the danger coming.
Tomorrow's a big day.
Is it scary?
What is it?
It has special properties. What am I going through?
We just need to acclimate.
I don't want to acclimate, I want to go.
Absolutely not.
What's happening?
By the time Jordan Peele made Nope, he had perfected the art of using light and shade to build suspense, drawing inspiration from Spielberg's Jaws. Set against the golden hills and blue skies of Southern California, the film teases the presence of an alien menace hovering over the Haywood Ranch and Jupiter's Claim. Peele takes his time revealing the creature, using the wide-open spaces to amplify the tension. When the alien finally reveals itself in the golden hour climax, it's a truly terrifying sight.
Are you ready?
Pearl stands out as a Technicolor horror in a trilogy that started with The Gritty X. Unlike its 1970s slasher-inspired predecessor, Pearl channels the aesthetic of classic films like The Wizard of Oz, with vibrant colors and a seemingly wholesome rural setting. Mia Goth reprises her role, this time exploring young Pearl's descent into madness, which simmers beneath the surface of her isolated life. The film's cheery exterior lulls you into a false sense of security, making the reveal of Pearl's true nature all the more shocking.
Please, Lord, make me the biggest star the world has ever known.
Now, caring for your family during these times is admirable, but you only get one take at this life.
If only they would just die.